What is going on, guys? Welcome to another video. In the background I either have Black Ops 1 multiplayer gameplay or Black Ops 1 zombies gameplay. I'm not completely sure yet. I haven't recorded the gameplay yet. It just depends how long this commentary lasts. But yeah, if it's zombie gameplay, I'm gonna be cutting up some of the gameplay so you can make sure you can see when I die. It's gonna be solo on Keynote and that's all I know for sure. But yeah, anyways guys, welcome to a new video, and today's topic is, it's another storytime video, as you can tell. And also I would like to apologize for not having face cam. I don't think I'm gonna do face cam on the storytime videos anymore unless they're live commentary, but this one is also not live commentary, so it's just going, this one's not live gameplay, and so it's just gonna be pre-recorded gameplay. So I'm not gonna do face cam on the pre-recorded gameplays now. Yeah, so let's get into the story. So today's story is going to be about the first time that I got caught skipping class, or the first time that I skipped class, and the first time that I got caught skipping. And yeah, now unfortunately the first time that I got caught skipping was also the first time I got caught skipping, and let's get right into this story. So the first time that I got caught skipping was in this was around 8th grade. I was probably, probably 13 or 14 years old, most likely 14, but I'm not entirely sure, maybe 13. But yeah, I was in 8th grade, and I didn't have the intention to skip at all. I was literally going for my 7th period, and I was on my way to my 8th period. And 8th period is the final period, and I was about to go to my class, and I saw two of my friends talking in the hallway, and the strangest thing happened. Literally, like, I went up to them and I was like, "Yo, are you guys about to skip?" And like, I didn't even know they were about to skip. I had no idea that they were about to. I just asked them, like, jokingly, and they said, "Yeah, you want to come?" And that was it. Like, I went with them. Like the fact that I asked them if they were going to skip jokingly, and they said, "Yeah, we are actually about to skip," and then we all just went to skip, was crazy. And it was my first time skipping. I was kind of nervous, kind of scared, but overall it was just a normal experience. It's nothing too crazy or anything. And yeah, so I asked them, and we started going. So we decided that we'd go skip on the baseball field. Well, that was their plan already, so they were going to do that. Well, actually our original plan was to skip in PE, in gym. But yeah, so I don't know, honestly I have no idea why I skipped. That was literally the dumbest thing ever. But 8th grade was around the time that I started making really dumb decisions and started doing dumb things, and like overall just becoming more of a teenager. You know how teenagers do dumb things. 8th grade was the year that I started to do that. I started to act really immature, started to act up in class and all that kind of stuff. So I don't even know why I skipped. I had no idea. I had no reason to skip. Like, 8th period that year was my last class, and honestly it was one of my favorites, and I really liked the teacher and the students in there. So like, I had no reason to skip. I guess I wanted to skip just because it was skipping. So I told my friends, yeah, I'm down. So we were on our way to the PE gym, and we realized that there was no PE class at 8th period. I think, if I can remember correctly, there was no PE class, and we saw the PE teacher, and the PE teacher he saw us, and he looked really like he knew we were trying to skip. Oh, okay, never mind. Actually, now that I think about it, we were going to skip in the PE restrooms, because they're really big restrooms, and it's really easy to skip in there. So we were going to skip in there, and we were about to go in there, but we saw the PE coach come out of the restroom, and he looked at us really weirdly, and I kind of had the feeling that he knew we were going to skip. He looked at us really suspiciously, and in my mind, I was thinking, like, he probably knows we're going to skip because we don't even have that class, and he knows that we don't have that class. So yeah, he looked at us really suspiciously, and at that time I probably should have turned around, but I ended up just going anyway. So yeah, so we exited the gym, and our plan was to now go to the baseball field. So we were going to, the gym has 2 doors, and the doors lead both to the courtyard. And so we were going to go out to the courtyard, and if you take a right in the courtyard, there's the gates that lead to the school. So once you go out those gates, you're out of the school. You're where the bus picks up, and next to where the buses pick up, there is the baseball field. So we were waiting for the baseball field. We were on our way to the baseball field, and I don't really remember that much on the way to the baseball field. I just know that I had to get there, I had to get in the dugout, and we had to start just skipping. We had to just be there. So once we got there, it was pretty chill actually, but let me describe how the dugout works. So if you guys know you guys probably know what a dugout looks like. It's, just it's a dugout. It's deeper But in high school, of course, they're just flat ground. They're not deeper like MLB dugouts are. So this is how it was. They had the brick wall behind us, like, you know, the cover of the dugout, and then on the left and right was also the brick wall. But the brick walls had holes in them, little holes in some of the areas, like square holes. And I guess it was to look cool, but I kind of wish they didn't have that, because that kind of got me scared a little. Because if someone was to come outside and look through those brick holes, they could see us hiding. So we had to hide behind some parts of the brick wall that didn't have holes. And yeah, we were chilling there for about 10 minutes maybe. We were just on our phone, just talking. I was on Twitter, I was on Twitter, I was on Kick. And yeah, just basically having a good time, just chilling, like really just talking to my friends and stuff, and kind of just sitting there. And out of nowhere, the whole entire baseball team, including the coaches, came to the field, and that's when my heart dropped. Like literally, my heart dropped, and I thought it was GG. And what pisses me off to this day is that I still have no idea why the baseball team was there. It was 8th period, and athletics is 5th period, so the baseball team had no reason to come out during 8th period. There was no tournament that day, there was no game that day, there was nothing. And so they came out to the field 8th period for no reason. Like, I have no idea why they were out there, or if they were like why were they out there? To this day, still don't know. I was in baseball athletics myself last year, and we never went out there during 8th period once in my life. Like, we didn't go out there, so to this day I still wonder why they went outside. But yeah, they went outside, they were there on the field, and yeah, at that time my heart dropped, and I knew that I was most likely going to get caught, and I knew that I had to either hide or run. But it was really basically impossible to hide, because from the inside of the field you can clearly see the whole entire dugout. Like, there's a fence covering it, but it's, you know, just the regular fences with holes in them, like the gray steel fences. And yeah, so at that time I knew that they could see us for sure if they were to come to the dugout. They were on the other dugout, like the other side of the field, the other dugout, and so they were there. And the coach told the baseball player to start running laps, and like it was 3 of us, and we were really scared, and we knew that we either had to hide or run. So at first we were hiding behind the benches. Behind the bench, there's one really long bench, and you can of course go behind it or go in front of it. If you go in front of it, you're gonna be sitting on it, and if you go behind it, there's a little gap between the little like the bench and then the dugout, like brick wall itself. So we were there for a little bit, but it was extremely easy to see us because the bench wasn't like covering the whole ground, like covering us completely. There was a hole. I mean, yeah, there was like a hole between the seating part of the bench and the part where you lay your back against. There was a hole between there, so like either way you could see us for sure. So we knew we didn't know what to do, but we knew we had to get out of there. So one of my friends decided that so I think when one of the baseball players came around and while they were doing their laps, and one of them saw us, and yeah, at that time, like, I was scared on my mind. We knew that he saw us, and I don't remember if he talked to us or not, but we were afraid that he was probably gonna snitch on us to the coach and tell us that there's little middle schoolers hanging out in the dugout. And we didn't know for sure if he was gonna do it, but we were scared, and it's probably best that we ran anyways. So yeah, our decision was to run. So I think one person took off running, and then 2 of us stayed behind, and we were waiting for our chance to run. And when that one person took off running, he was far ahead of us, and nobody saw him yet. And so me and the other guy we waited a little bit, and we started running. And as soon as we started running, both of the baseball coaches saw us. Well, I can't remember if it was 1, 2, or 3 of them, but I know one of the baseball coaches saw us, and he was kind of fat actually, not too much, but he was kind of fat, and he started running after us. And at that time I knew that everything was over. Like, I'm most likely gonna get caught or something, I don't know. And so when you run out of the field, the right side of the field, which is where the dugout we were in was, once you run out of that side of the field, you're running towards the practice football field. There's a practice football field that it's kind of far from the baseball field, but once you get to there's a fence, and once you hop that fence, you're out of the school completely. Like, you're not in any part of the school anymore. You're just completely out of the school. So our goal was to probably run that way and go to the practice football field and hop the fence, and we were gonna leave school. But of course, it was my first time ever skipping or doing anything like bad against school rules. Well, not really, but like something like skipping. It was the first time skipping, so I was really scared, and I was like, I don't think we should be running. And to this day, I regret making that decision. So like the two people ahead of me were really far ahead of me, and I was running really slow because like I was just scared, and I knew this was a bad idea to be running, and it really wasn't. To this day, I really think I should have just continued running. But we started running to the football field. We're gonna hop that fence, and I was like, guys, we should really stop running. And God knows why they listened to me, but they listened to me. I just told them it was a bad idea. I think we should just stay here and just turn ourselves in, basically. And I don't know why I did that. I don't know why I said that, and I don't know why they listened to me. But we stayed there, and we let the coach catch up to us. And to this day, I still regret saying that. If we would have hopped that fence and just left, we would have been good. Like, we would have been out of school. We would have never gotten caught or any of that. And yeah, that was the biggest mistake ever, stopping right there. So yeah, the baseball coach caught us, and he told us he told us that we're in big trouble and stuff. He was really mad at us, and his plan was to take us to the middle school principal's office. And so yeah, at that time I knew we were done for it. But then we saw the PE coach, and the PE coach he had his PE class, and I guess now that I think about it, they did have a PE class, and his PE class was running track, and he offered us to take us to the gym himself. I mean, the principal's office himself. And to this day, I wish that would have happened, because whenever I heard that, I knew he was trying to hook us up and trying to let us go. Because earlier when he saw us, he didn't tell us anything. Like, he knew we were sleeping, but he didn't tell us anything. So this time, I kind of hope he was gonna help us out and stuff, but he didn't. He was offering to take us to the principal's office, but the baseball coach said no. I'll take them myself. So he took them, and there we were in the principal's office, and we actually ended up getting transferred to the high school principal's office. And yeah, I'd never been to the high school side at that time or anything related to high school, and I was really scared because like it was my first time entering the high school, and I thought I was in big trouble. And yeah, like once you go to the high school side and you're in middle school, that's how you know you did something really wrong. And yeah, we ended up all getting in-school suspension. I got 1 day, and because it was my first time doing anything bad or anything, but my friends ended up getting both of them got 5 days. And basically the principal was really disappointed in me. She was talking about how like, why are you getting in trouble? This is your first time ever, and you need to stop hanging around the wrong crowd. And yeah, so we got in-school suspension, which is ISS. I had that for a day. They had it for 5 days, and that was only the best part of getting in trouble. And yeah, and you will see what I'm saying in a few. So after that, they transferred us back into the middle school principal's office, and the principal was raging at us really bad. I don't know why he was so mad. We were just skipping class, but he was like raging at us really bad and told us to call our parents. And so yeah, I ended up calling my mom, and that's where everything went downhill. As soon as he told us to call our parents, I was already shaking. I was already really scared. And yeah, once I was making that phone call to my mom, I knew I really messed up bad. And I was on the phone with my mom. I was telling her everything that happened, and she was literally screaming really loud at me. Like, I'm talking about really loud. She was screaming me on the phone super loud. And yeah, like, I knew I really messed up at that time. I was so scared. I was talking to my mom, telling her what was going on, and she was so disappointed in me. Like, she was screaming super loud at me on the phone, and I knew I was gonna get like destroyed once I got home. And yeah, then the principal of course raged us some more. But something that kind of pisses me off is that since my friends were experienced with this, it wasn't their first time getting in trouble. Both of them faked their phone call. They pretended to call their mom, and they never even called them. So they didn't get in trouble with their parents. The only thing they got in trouble was with the school, but they never actually called their mom. And they were like telling me like, why did I actually call my mom? I shouldn't have done that. And yeah, it was my first time in middle school getting in big trouble like that. So I was like, God dang it. And like, I knew I made a mistake by actually calling my mom. But yeah, so they got away with it from their parents. They didn't get in trouble with their parents at all. The only thing they got in trouble was the school, which getting in trouble with the school really isn't that serious when you're in middle school compared to high school. But in middle school, it's not that serious. So I really could have just gotten off the hook, but I ended up actually really calling my mom, which was a big mistake. And yeah. And then once I got home, my mom was actually pretty chill about it. Like, she was screaming at me super loud on the phone. And yeah, I was texting my friends what happened, and they were all like flaming me like really bad. Like someone said that I chose the thug life, but the thug life didn't choose me. And yeah, I got flamed by my friends really bad. They made fun of me because I actually got caught. And then yeah, of course I got home, and my mom was like, she was like actually pretty chill about it. She was screaming at me on the phone, but once it got to face, she was really chill about it. She asked me if I was smoking pot, and like I just told her no, because I wasn't. Like literally we just went there to skip class. I don't know why I skipped that class. I shouldn't have done that, but we did it, and that was all we were doing. Like literally I wasn't doing anything else but skipping class, and she thought I was smoking pot and stuff, but I told her I wasn't, and I don't know if she believed me or not, but she was pretty chill about everything. She was like, okay. The main thing she was mad about is that I actually got caught, but she also didn't want me skipping class anymore. I think she grounded me for like maybe a week or a day. I can't even remember. But for the most part, she was actually pretty chill about it. So I was pretty much scared for nothing. I didn't even get in that much trouble skipping class. And yeah, overall, like it was just a really scary, like the scariest part about this was when I was calling my mom and she was super mad about it. And yeah, like ISS actually was pretty fun. I'm not even gonna lie, ISS was really fun, and it was only for a day, but I actually enjoyed my time there. And now I'm not saying go and get in trouble and go to ISS, because I'm pretty sure the ISS at your school is way stricter. But either way, you just shouldn't be getting in trouble at all or doing anything bad. I don't condone you to do anything that I said in this story. Do not skip class. And if you're gonna skip class, do it smarter. Don't be like me and just don't be dumb. But overall, don't skip class. And if you're going to, do not get caught. And yeah, I made a big mistake that day. And overall, I don't regret doing it, because it was a cool middle school experience, and it was my first time ever getting in trouble. Like, well, middle school wise is my first time ever getting in trouble, because I did get in trouble before then. But yeah, just overall, moral of the story, don't skip or don't get caught skipping if you're going to skip. And yeah, ever since that day, I've only skipped maybe like twice in high school. I didn't skip it ever again in middle school. I was way too scared to ever do that again. And in high school, I've only done it probably twice, and that was like a year ago or 2 years ago. And yeah, like skipping is really not that worth it unless you really hate that class. But still, just go to class, like get the day over with, go to class and all of that. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this video, guys. This is actually my second time telling this story. I did it the first time a few days ago, and I was gonna upload it today, but the audio was really messed up, so I had to re-record it. And honestly, telling it this time wasn't as good as telling it the first time I told it, but just oh well. Hope you guys enjoyed the story. If you did, leave a thumbs up, and if it's your first time watching my channel, go ahead and subscribe down below. And yeah, overall, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, leave a like and